Okay, we are back, dear people. I'm very excited to be in this chapter with you. You are incredible, sexy, and pretty. Greetings all to the people who follow us on the social networks. Also, hi to our podcast editor. I met in this time with my friend and my bro, Julian Flores, who is the person who helped me in this beautiful and pretty podcast called The Mystery of the Universe. How are you, Juli? Okay, I think that you are so good. This time talking about the Bermuda Triangle. As we know, the Bermuda Triangle is a geographic area in the shape of an equilateral triangle located in the Atlantic Ocean between the Bermuda Islands, Puerto Rico, and American city of Miami. The interesting thing about all this is that several ships and planes have disappeared in this area. Maybe, Julian, you know the famous case of the Malaysia fly?
Hi Aaron, I'm sorry for not answering your first question, but let me tell you that I'm very excited because in this second chapter we're going to deal with this interesting topic, as you said, about the Bermuda Triangle. And answering your other question about the famous case of the Malaysia flight, let me tell you about that case that flight disappeared on March 8th of 2014, where approximately 239 people were traveling. Contact with the plane had hardly been lost. The searchers began, and after 4 weeks, the case was dictated as event without presence in modern aviation. And as it had been said that perhaps the plane disappeared because it passed through the aforementioned triangle. But luckily, we have two people who join us on this day, so let's hear what they say about it. Let me introduce you to Robbie. How are you, Robbie?
Hello, Julian. I'm fine. To answer your questions, despite having a possibly scientific explanation, others continue to attribute to paranormal causes. A black hole. Some believe that it could be what makes ships and planes that travel through the area disappear. That's it. Then in the sky or the waters of Bermuda area, there is a black hole that absorbs, so to speak, everything what passes through it and perhaps transports it to another dimension or area of the universe. It's hard to believe. However, science a black hole would eat everything in its path and nothing would escape in gravitational field. UFOs. It is another and most popular theory. Whenever something doesn't have a clear explanation, it must be because there are UFOs involved. That or giant sea monsters, of course. Atlantic itself. The Islam described in text by Plato was so powerful that it came to dominate Western Europe and Northern Africa. It was very technological advanced, but the gods decided to punish its pride by sinking it. To this day, it is still debated whether it's a myth or reality. So it doesn't seem easy that it has something to do with the disappearance in Bermuda. Methane hydrates. An explanation for some of the surface points to the perseverance of vast deposits of methane hydrates under the continental plates. Some writers have suggested that these methane hydrates suddenly release in the form of giant glass bubbles with diameters comparable to the size of a ship. Could sink it as well as a later the comparison or speed indications of aeroplanes until they sink as well.
Wow, the information shared by our guest is very interesting. But now let's listen to the version of our other participant. Jose, what can you tell us about your subject?
Inexplicable circumstances around some of these accidents, including one in which the pilot of U.S. Navy bomber squadron became disoriented while flying over the area. The planes were never found. Other ships and planes reportedly disappeared from the area in fine weather without ever sending distress message by radio. Throughout countries, paranormal theories have been proposed about the Bermuda Triangle. None of the proof that these disappearances occur more frequently in this sector than in other areas of the ocean. In fact, many people negative this area down without incident. The Bermuda Triangle of the Devil Triangle covers an area approximately 1.2 million kilometers in the extreme southern of the Florida. When Christopher Columbus said this scene of his first voyage to the New World, he reported that a large flame of fire, probably a meteor, crashed into the sea one night, and the strange light appeared in the distance a few weeks later. He also brought about erratic compass reading. Everything would skyrocket starting in 1964 when writer Vincent Gandhi coined the phrase Bermuda Triangle in a Masaki article. Mystery additional accidents occurring in the area, including 3 aliens that went down separate, sending message that everything is fine. Charles Beltin was father found the Berkeley Language School. Futter followed the legend in 1974 with a sensational bestseller about the legend. Since the dozens of paranormal writers have planted the triangles supposed literally on every imagining plot from aliens, Atlantis, sea monsters, time warp, and rebel graffiti file, while the scientists have pointed to magnetic anomalies. Waterproof surface of huge eruption of methane gas from the ocean floor and explanation. However, in all probability, there is not a single theory that solves the mystery, but see of the several factors, because if something is not the Bermuda Triangle, it's a placed area at all. The beginning of this mystery was the maker in 1945. When a gang of 5 U.S. Navy planes, which was flying over the area, disappeared without a trace. Not only that, so did a 6 emerging apparatus that came to rescue of the 5. In total, 74 people who were never heard from again, and who will forget the beginning of the famous legend. In 1945, a gang of American planes were flying over the area when they disappeared without a trace. We went looking for them too.
It seems that we have many answers to the doubts that we present in this chapter, but I think it is time to say goodbye.
Well, this has been all for now. Thank you very much for beginning with us today. I'm so sad because I will miss you. Today, thank you for listening to us. Thanks to all guests for beginning there, but above, thanks to you, Julian. You beginning accompany me on one more adventure. I hope you like it and interest. We thank you guys for the joining us and informing us. Remember that all your social networks are in the podcast links. We appreciate you visit again and tune into your new podcast that we talk about more mysteries. Bye bye, and good luck.